Hey guys, welcome back to the Fool Show. I am Foolish Phil. Just wanted to do a little video here about Justin Fields. The story broke last night, Friday, about him being immediately eligible to transfer from Georgia to Ohio State. Just looking at it from a person's point of view. I'm not looking at it from a Michigan point of view. I see those on the Michigan boards. People thinking it's like a whole bunch of hooey and stuff, and I don't see it that way at all. I'm glad Justin Fields was able to get instantly transferred. He can come right over because you know what? This isn't about Ohio State and Michigan. This is about NCAA versus stupidity. And you know what? The NCAA is just stupid on so many different things. It's common sense. I really hope this is the start of the NCAA being, like real about things, if that's the right word. Like, why is it that if you sign your little name on a piece of paper, you're locked into that team for a year? You have to sit out, transfer. If you want to transfer, you have to sit out for a year unless you go down a division. You could go to FCS from Division 1. Yes, you can, but what's the point? I mean, give me a break. It's just, there's only 4 sports that you have to do this in. Football, obviously, men's and women's basketball, and baseball. Those are the only 4 sports. At least based on the research I did. What about all the other sports? There are hundreds of NCAA sports, and only 4 sports have you sit out and transfer. Obviously, those are the sports that make the money, right? I guess the NCAA's point is they don't want people to become free agents, if you will, being offered new situations. Here's, come over here and do this. But it's heading that way. With the NCAA started the transfer portal. You see it. There are people that are realizing, I'm not going to play, just like Justin Fields. He was behind the starting quarterback, Fromm, I think it is. And he's like, well, I'm just going to sit here and not play till like maybe my senior year, so I'm going to transfer. He was probably fine transferring anyways to get out of it, but he gets to play immediately. I think that's fine. I don't see a problem with it because there's a few things big college football has. You have a limit on scholarships, so you're not just going to kick off like 4 or 5 people off your team, most likely. And there aren't a lot of people that are just going to want to transfer without a real big reason. That I could be wrong on that, but I just don't see it happening. Just another example. This happened on it happened during the signing window. And Bruce McCoy, he signed up with USC. And then, because he wanted to, presumably, play under Kingsbury, right? But Kingsbury gets an offer to be the head coach of Arizona and takes that job. So now, McCoy, who wanted to play at USC under Kingsbury, is like, my coach is gone, so he's got to transfer out. He goes to the transfer portal. He's transferred over to from USC to Texas. Now, he's got to, in theory, sit out a year. He's trying to get a waiver, just like Justin Fields has. Oh, I hope he gets it. It's so stupid that if you just sign your name, he hadn't even enrolled in school yet. And because he signed his name, now he's stuck in there and has to wait a year. So if he doesn't get a waiver, he can't play till 2020. I just don't see how that serves the student athlete. Isn't this all supposed to be about preserving the student athlete? How is that helping the student athlete, having them just sit out? I don't get it. This is where I think the NCAA is just completely wrong. I don't even know why the Power 5 even deal with the NCAA. I think it's a worthless puppet organization, really. You just look at 2 examples that came up in the month of February. Missouri, they self-reported, or it was found out, I think actually the person who cheated turned herself and the university in, that there was a student aide, a study buddy, I can't think of the right word, but that helped do homework for 12 different athletes over, I think, 4 or 5 sports. And so now, Missouri found out it's true, and now they get hit with probation. Whereas North Carolina, they were doing illegal academic fraud for, I think, 6 years, and they don't get hit with anything. Why? North Carolina, I'm being frankly honest, North Carolina is a lot more powerful and valuable, especially in basketball, than Missouri is in football or basketball. You just think to the USC in the 2000s, where people knew they were breaking all kinds of rules, but the NCAA did not do anything to them till, you know, their power started to go down. Their head coach went up to Seattle. Then it was, you know, okay, now we can hit USC with some penalties. Missouri gets hits with penalties. North Carolina not. And reading on this, it's funny why North Carolina didn't get penalties. Even though they were giving fake classes that were just token grades, they didn't get hit with a penalty because the NCAA said it wasn't just for sports athletes. Other people in the class were getting the fake grades too, not really having to go to a real class. So because you let your sports athletes and regular students both get benefit from a fake class, you don't get punished. So there's a lesson there. If you want to cheat, if you want to give your student athletes every benefit you can, make sure at least one common student is in the class. And it went to every student. Everyone had an opportunity. What if we would do that? Let's just say we pretend and give like every student $5,000. I'm just saying. And, you know, what if that, what does that change something? You're still helping everyone. So, and where does this gray line go with North Carolina and the NCAA? I'm just saying the NCAA is worthless. Their penalties are always way too late. They are pointless. Like Louisville, they had to tear down their banner and they had to vacate their national championship. Well, whoop-de-doo, no one won it. Michigan fan, I wouldn't mind if we got to put up a championship banner, but we don't. When they had to take away the Heisman Trophy from, Reggie, I can't think of his last name, so Reggie Bush out of USC. Did they give it to the second place person? No, they didn't. So what's the point? You just strip them of it. At least in the Olympics, if you lose your medal, it goes to the person who came next. NCAA, it's worthless. They punish teams, they punish universities after the act has happened, many, many years after, because they're just worthless. They can't do anything quickly. It's just a puppet. All it does is make money, and they let the powerful franchises go, and they punish the small ones. Hey, just my thought. I really hope the NCAA gets abandoned. I would love to see the Power 5 make their own conference. I mean, what does the NCAA set up some venues for basketball and football? You don't think the Big Ten can't do that? They always have a Big Ten tournament in Indianapolis. You don't think they could rent these venues for the NCAA, you know, March Madness? Forget the NCAA. Make a Power 5 conference. Hey, got off to a ramble. Sorry about that. Let me know what you think. Do you think Justin Fields should have been immediately eligible? I think, yeah. I don't care about the NCAA and their stupid rules. Do you think the NCAA should just be abandoned by the Power 5? Do you think, you know what, let the Power 5 make their own super conference? Or do you think I'm just smoking it? Smoking hot air over here. Hey, thanks for watching, and appreciate all the comments I get. As always, I'll talk to you next time, and hopefully Michigan gets a big win over Wisconsin today. Right, go Blue!